I'm live. I think I have audio. I have reloaded everything, restarted everything. So I guess if there's any audio problems, well, I mean, you wouldn't even be able to send me a message. But I'm looking at the chat. There's no audio. Hopefully somebody out there will tell me. Okay, so yeah, 45 minutes later, here I am, ready to wrap this stone, I think. So I decided this is going to be the top, and it is quite sizable. So I've pulled out my 14 and 16 gauge. Oh, yeah, round wire. I've pulled out the 14 and 16 gauge. I think 16 might be fine. 14 is really hard to work with. Especially if I haven't annealed it. And I'm not set up to do that on camera. So, let me see. I initially was going to use 18 or 19 gauge. This is 16. Actually, I think that might be perfect. So I don't want the bail to be super bulky. So I've kind of already figured out what I'm going to do. I got it in my head. So I am straightening my wire with a pair of very worn out nylon pliers, and you just swipe it and kind of turn these at an angle to bend it one way, and then you kind of go the opposite way, and you can get out kinks and bends in wire. Yeah, so I got to get my head about me. That was really stressful when things aren't working right, and yeah, and then let's see, the technical support now finally has responded, and he won't stop responding, and I think that's what might be killing the feed, because his thing pops in here, and then when I try to close it, oh, I did it. Everything's okay. You're still here. I'm here. I am still here. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to make I'm going to make a frame that's just a little bit smaller than the stone, that's going to sit on the back. Yeah, which is why I think the 16 gauge is better than the 14 gauge, because I'm going to have the wires come around and attach to this frame back here, and I don't want it to be super, super bulky. So it's going to be roughly that size, and then I'm going to make a bail. Bail will be roughly that size. I think that looks just about right for the size of the pendant. Yeah, probably a little smaller than that. And then I want the wires to come around the stone, and we might hook it here and then come back in and then hook it down here. And then I know you probably don't know what I'm thinking here. I want a little extra so that I can make spirals, and so I don't need tons extra, but think that is going to give me plenty of wire. So I'm going to cut a piece of wire this length. Oh, wait, I know I have plenty if I decide to do something fancy. Oh dear. Oh dear. Come here, you. Okay. All right. Okay. So screw that up when I was picking it up off the floor. Looks like it may have sort of fouled itself up. Let me do this again. There. There. And around to the front. And then a little extra for swirls. Front. A little extra for swirls. Yeah, it did get straightened. Okay. So yeah, we will cut about that much wire. Okay. And then I'm going to use just like an empty pill bottle. Seems pretty close to the size I want it. Straighten this. I want to bend this around that right about in the middle of the wire. So yeah, that's about. If you hear snoring, it's Boo Boo. Okay, that seems about right. Okay. So now I'm gonna just bend it so it fits on the back here nicely. A little bit smaller than the size of the stone. Okay. And I want it to be as symmetrical as I can get it to be. I'm just kind of eyeballing it. Normally I would do this up on my table, but I can't really, because I've got sides to the tray, I can't really have my camera pointed at two places. Yeah, that looks pretty nice. In fact, my beanbag might help. It's not a beanbag, sandbag. Yeah, so that was harrowing getting set up. Nothing like being a pro. Oh man. Well, and the thing is, I don't even think I learned anything. I think the only thing I did learn is that I have to start the phone first because it won't let me put the tablet. The first thing you put up, you can't have it be in the corner. So if you want to have, me, which I don't have to do, obviously, I didn't have it all sorted out yesterday, so I didn't mess with the other camera. But yeah, just that added thing caused a whole lot of chaos. All right. Looks pretty good. I'm gonna just sort of in the center-ish of the stone. Turn it up. My music is kind of freaking out. Oh man, technical support again. Okay, dude. I said I'm going live. All right. It's been a while since. Yeah. I'll go ahead and put this chat on hold till the end of my shift. Yeah. Okay, maybe I just don't know. It won't let me. Oh, I'm so afraid this is going to screw everything up. I'm live. I will read later. Thank you. Okay. Okay, go away now. How do I do that? Why can't I get the little X? Give me the X. Give me the X. Come on. Oh my goodness. Now I got this thing in the middle of the screen. There we go. Okay. Back. Hey, there's a viewer. Hi. It's a very professional night tonight. Things have been going a little bit haywire, but haywire. But I think I'm here, and I think the audio is here, and oh my gosh, the technical support dude, he's back. I told him I'm live. Holy moly. Okay. Hopefully that's the last time I have to close him. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna need a massage and a cup of chamomile tea. Seriously. Or something a little stronger. I am wrapping this pendant. Hey, I have another person. Yay, just in time for hopefully everything to work okay. So I'm wrapping this. I've marked the top because you can see the flash a lot better on this side than if I have it this way. So you can kind of see that, even though I don't have the light at the right angle to really demonstrate what I'm talking about. But so I've got 16 gauge wire. I used a piece of scrap wire to figure out the length that I wanted to cut, and I've got some extra here just in case, because I'm not totally sure what I'm going to do at the end, and it's always better to have too much than too little, and it is copper, so it's not like, you know, I'm buying it by the gram. Yeah, that's one thing nice about copper. Plus, if you screw up, it's not that big of a deal, but it's also really nice to work with. It's healing. It's good for inflammation. And it's very pretty. It gives lots and lots of colors when you patina it. So, oh yeah. So I'm gonna hammer this. Let me check and see if this is right. It's close. It's very close. I kind of want it a little bit smaller though. Just a hair smaller. So I'm just gonna tweak it just a little bit, just because I want to make sure that it sits on the back and I don't have a super hard time when I lock the stone in there, keeping this from the stone sliding through or something. So yeah, that is better. The shape could be a little better. I'm just going to make this curve up here at the top a little bit a little bit more extreme, a little tighter. Okay, let's see here. Looks pretty good. It might expand a hair when I hammer it, which is definitely not what I want it to do. So I'm gonna make it just a hair smaller. Oops, because I also have to, I'm gonna do wire weaving on the veil, and there will have to be like a little bit of space between the wires to, yeah. Okay, that's better. I'm gonna straighten it out. And I do have my comments on here, so if you chat, if you send me a message, I can see it. I'm live streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter all at once here, so I cannot see who's watching me, where you're watching from. So if you want to say hi, feel free. If not, feel free to not say hi. Feel free to just be a voyeur. Yep. Okay. So that's a little bit better. A little bit smaller at the top here, or tighter. Circle, whatever angle. Okay, I like that. So that's pretty good. The veil is still a little funny, but okay. All right. Okay, so I'm going to hammer this and lock it in place. Let me just tweak it ever so slightly. Once I start hammering, I'm not really going to be able to change anything. So, okay, I think that's pretty good. Okay. So now I hope I don't kill your ears. The sandbag does deaden the sound some. And normally I hammer up on the table, but I've got the tripod in the way. So hopefully that's not too loud. Boy, I feel like I've been through a harrowing journey getting everything set up to go live here. Oh. Yeah, so hammering it makes it really hard, locks it in place, plus it has a nice look to it. Kind of like the hammer marks too. Hammer on both sides, then you don't end up with it like cupping, I guess would be a good way to describe it. I want it to be straight. Okay. And I'm gonna get these wires just perfect before I start the bail. And the bail's the fun part. I really love wire weaving. It's really relaxing. I'm gonna do a figure 8 weave, and to make it easier for me, I'm just gonna curve these edges or ends outward to keep them from coming together and blocking the space so that I can weave faster. Wire weaving, the way that I hold the wire makes it pretty easy on my hands. So if you have arthritis, it's definitely easier than creative wire wrapping, in my opinion. Unless you're pinching the wire between two fingers, then it's very hard. But I'll show you how I do it. Okay, so my frame is done for now. Let's get my mandrel and beanbag out of the way. Not mandrel, bench block. Anvil, bench block. Perfect, right? Hold on. All right. So it fits in there just absolutely perfectly. Okay, so now I keep my wire on the spool, and I think we're gonna do 26 gauge for the bail, because it just it's such a big frame. I mean, the wire is, hold on, I see I see I'm not quite there yet. This is a little cattywampus. I use the wire on the spool. That way I don't have to cut it or have this big end that flaps all around and the cat, goes crazy and grabs it. Wire's not good for kitties. Not at all. I caught him one time. He'd gotten into my wire, and I just caught in time as he had a piece that he chewed off It was in his mouth, and he was trying to swallow it. That would have been very, very expensive, but no. And that wasn't that long ago. He's 13 years old, so even an old cat can do stupid things like that. Okay, that's more flat. That's better. Okay, I'm using the 26 gauge because I'm using 16 gauge, so it's pretty thick wire. I use it right off the spool. Put it down in its box. And I'm going to do a figure 8 weave. So I'm going to leave some wire at the end, just because I don't know what I'm going to do yet. So if I want to use the wire for anything, I've got a little bit of wire to work with. I think I might have to move my tray. Let's see. So my bead box is my footstool because my chair is just a little too high. Okay, gotta get in camera. Am I in? No, we're gonna have issues. There we go. Okay, so I just want to go a couple times around it before I get started, just to have it pretty secure in there. And so now go around one way and then go down between and then go the other direction around the next one and go around it halfway and then back to the first one and the opposite direction. Back to the other side. So one full way around. I guess it's 2 times around. And I always like pushing it down. And oftentimes I will hold this with, I've seen people use bulldog clips. I do it with a ring. It's like a ring holder thing. I can't think of what they're called. A ring clamp. That's what they're called. But they haven't worked for a while, and it is not up here. So, and I also am blind. So just check every so often and make sure I'm not doing 3 times around instead of 2. 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Okay, so just to show you what we've got so far. Okay, so now that the bail's kind of together, I'm going to start sort of pulling these apart because I want the bail to flare out. I'm not totally sure what I'm doing. I guess I should have probably thought a little bit more about this, but I'm going to improvise. I guess it's a true test. Improvising in front of people on camera. Okay, let's see. No. Nope, I'm good. All right. Yeah. The only thing is talking and doing it at the same time and not losing track of where you are. And you want to make sure that you don't overlap your wires. Make sure that they're really neatly on there, next to each other, not crossing. So I kind of, when I bring it tight here, I kind of, you know, start here and then kind of push it this way. That way I'm sure that it's not overlapping the other one. And I don't know if you could see, I was also using my thumbnail to just make sure that it's on the side of the last wire instead of on top of it. Two. And I'm not pulling the wire, I'm gently laying the wire around. Okay, you can see the bail is starting to form. Now you can see the weaving pattern a little bit better. So where am I? Into, okay, back to here. Two. One, two. And you can also feel if you've got something crossed over the other. That is what you just want to make sure you don't do. And if you do it, make sure you catch it before you go very far, because the wire is only going to handle so much bending. So wire starts out pretty soft, and then the more you work it, the harder it gets. Call that work hardening. And then it reaches a point as it's getting harder and harder and harder, it gets more and more brittle. So there's a point where it gets pretty much as hard as it's going to get before it breaks. So then when that happens, when you get to that point, you need to anneal your wire. Oops, wait, let's see. I do talking. Which is basically you heat it up to almost the melting point. You heat it up to where it's red hot, and then drop it in some cold water. And the cold water's not necessary, but to check. Yep, I'm good. I've got a little magnifying lamp here. And what it does is it basically reorganizes the atoms, and there's a little bit of space between the atoms, which allows for you to bend and move it again. And then as you bend and move, it gets hard again, or as you hammer, hammering hardens it. And there's some things that I make where I anneal the wire multiple times. You know, if you're doing a lot of hammering, especially with a thicker wire, it'll get to a point where it's too hard to bend. I always start with dead soft, except for my 19 gauge. They don't have it in dead soft. They only have it in the half hard. I get my wire at Rio Grande. I get it in big 1 pound spools. Okay, so starting to come together. I don't want to pull it up too close because then I'm going to have to get down and roll my wire back around the spool. And I'm also struggling with my headphones, not getting the headphones caught in the wires here. So, okay. Whoa, that music. It's a little funky. Yesterday, when I was trying to get the music right, I would touch my phone and then it would change tempo. It would start going way faster. I have a feeling that it's made by AI. Okay, here. So that's so far. I guess I will use my toes. How rude and improper of me to use my toes. Hey, they look kind of like fingers. I'm going to use them as fingers. Sorry. Okay. Just coming along. I'm thinking. Trying to figure out what I'm going to do. Okay. So which way am I going to have it curve? Around the front or the back? I have forgotten. Because I kind of made this one up last, I don't know, it's been almost a year. And I'm trying to think. I think I actually have my prototype right there. Yeah, these two. Yeah, I'm gonna cheat. Because my memory is okay. So yeah, so it'll come around to the back. So this is the design I'm doing. Okay, but on a much larger scale. And then these sides, yeah, I'm not sure how I'm going to do them. I could do it like that. That actually looks good. And those little curls kind of tuck right in there. Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's see where I left off here. One, two, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2. Always just making sure that it's pushed down as far as it will go, as tight as you can get your weave to be. Oops. Okay. Getting there. Okay. Big stone, big bale. I think I'm getting close. I want it to be a little bigger, just because it's such a big stone. Oh, yeah. And it's going to be very, very wide in the back. So you have so you can see the weave from the front. You see the back weave from the front. Uh-oh, my watch says I need to stand up. I guess I've been here an hour. I don't think I've been streaming for an hour. No, that was the panic-filled moment before a few moments before I actually went live. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Okay, where are my wire or my bale making pliers? Actually, let me see. I think I might use a Sharpie. Or let's see. Sharpie might be a little too big. What do I have here? This guy looks too small. Yep. There we go. Let's see here. It's slightly bigger. But not quite. It's not quite right. That one's too big. Okay. That looks like it's pretty close. I think I'm going to use a Sharpie. And then I'll pinch it down. Okay, so before I do this, let me get my tray back. And I'm going to bend this. See, which side do I want to be the outside? It's not like perfectly symmetrical, and neither is the stone. So I'm just going to see if there's one way that it fits a little bit better. I think it fits a little better this way. So this is supposed to be the front. Okay. So I'm just gently going to give that a little bend. I might have to rehammer this. It's probably far enough. Keep my stones as far away from my hammer as possible. Actually, I'm going to do this off camera because I want to put the bale like this. And I can't do that on my tray. I just want to fix that little spot where it kind of bent when I started bending the bale. How's that? Looks pretty good. Okay, so where are you? Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty tight. All right, so after that, now I think I'm done with the wire. I'm going to leave a tail, probably way longer than I need, but just in case I change my mind about what I'm doing, I'll have that extra. Okay, I think this one is about the right size. Oh, wait, I was going to do a Sharpie because I can always go smaller. I can always go smaller, I can't go bigger. Yeah. This one. Handle for my would be perfect if I knew where it was. Oh no, that's smaller. Never mind. Never mind. That's way too small. Back to this one. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Okay, so now I'm gonna have to figure out how I want to stabilize that. It's too fine. This is a very strange pen. Let's see, where's something round? Glue stick. It's a little too small. That looks good. There we go. Just need something to support it while I straighten it. Got a little bit turned. Okay. So I think I might before I do anything, take this to the other side. Okay. Should I just cross it over like that? I could. Kind of wish that was a little bit longer. Good. Ooh. Yeah, I kind of have an idea, though I wish I would have left more of that. This is a little bit experimental. No, this is extremely experimental because I'm doing something totally different. Yeah, because I made it so much wider. We've got all this space here between these two things. But I think I'm gonna, I might have enough. That's gonna be a pain in the butt. I should have left more space, more wire. But okay, so I'm gonna try this. This is a little experimental. So that way. Hold on. I have to look through the magnifier. Okay. You know, yeah, I think I'm gonna do something different. That's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. So I'm just gonna end this wire. Around here a few times, and then I will weave another piece of wire in. Okay, and the stone's going to be on this side, so I will end it right here. And that'll be behind the stone, so there'll be no loose end or sharp bits or anything. Sorry, I'm off camera. I just basically curved that end down, pushed it down, but I can't see without my magnifier. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do figure 8 and attach these sides to the frame. And I'm just gonna trust that it's gonna work out. If not, I'll just redo the whole thing. Oops. I have done that. I've also many a times thought I've screwed something up and then worked it out. More often, that's what I do. And then, yeah, when I think of an idea, it never, like I can never have it all worked out before I do it. A lot of times things in my head don't work the way that I think they're going to work. But it's a starting point. An idea is just a starting point. Okay, now I'm gonna cut a piece just to make my life easier. Okay, so I'm gonna start on here on this side on the frame. And let's see where we're going. That way. So, okay. So when you start a new wire, I usually like to go around it at least 4 times, depending on what it is. Or ending wires. You want to do at least 3 or 4 times around the base wire. Okay. So slide that down to where I want to start weaving. Okay. Slip off the end. Actually, I'm gonna wait. I'll snip it off in a second. Just because that way I'm sure that it's not gonna slide. Turn, I guess is the right word. Okay, over. That's what I did. Now I'm trying to mirror what I did on the other side. Checking to make sure you're still there. You are very patient. Especially because we don't know if I actually know what I'm doing. I have to say it's really good to be working again. I did get a little bit burnt out, but it wasn't the wire wrapping that burnt me out. It was other stuff. And then there's like some things that I sell a lot of that I've made like hundreds of times, literally hundreds of times. And I don't feel like it's creative at all anymore, which is fine. I mean, it's, you know, it's still a job. But, you know, like I was going through a lot of stress and I really wanted creative time. So yeah, I've been able to have a whole lot of that. Okay, now I may have just messed this up. I might have to undo what I just did. Because I wanted it to come around the stone. So I may have just woven too much. I did. Yeah, I did. Okay. So where's my lighter? Just in case I have to anneal the wire. A lighter works in a pinch when you're doing this really thin weaving wire. Okay. I might just want it to attach twice. 1, 2, 3 on the bottom. Yeah, let's do 2 on the bottom. Okay. I'm going to see if that's enough. Another thing I could do is bend it up and get it fitting the stone and then do the weaving. Yeah, that's what I should do. Yeah. Okay, so that's good because if I have a lighter here, I know I did have one. I shuffled all this paper here. Oh, and clean. Oh, that's right. There we go. I put them away. There's a new away. Yeah, so in a pinch, you can anneal your wire with a lighter. So we're going to do that. That way I can bend this exactly the way I want it. How much do I need to undo? The whole thing? That might actually be good. Music is repetitive. Okay. Yeah, there we go. I think that's gonna work. I think. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna show you how to anneal the wire. I'm gonna undo some. Oh, and I gotta be careful not to light my phone on fire. So I can't really do this right under my phone. So I'm just straightening it, similar to how I did at the beginning. Oh, you might not have seen that with the nylon pliers. Oh, that's a huge flame. You can see it's softening because the wire is bending. Get kind of dangerously close to my hand. I usually like to work with a smaller flame. And you don't have to heat it all the way to red hot. Okay, it's nice and soft. Getting rid of all the kinks. And I need to anneal it out a little bit further. Melt it. I've done that. But hey, if we do, we'll do what we did on the other side. Okay. I'm going to re-anneal it over here. Hold still. And it will make your wire black. It's just carbon. It'll polish off. Okay, that feels okay. Hold still. Okay, I think that's good enough. It's not like super soft. Okay, let's do the other side. Which, I mean, this side I could just replace the wire because we wove it in anyway. So, oops. Oh, goodness. And when you do this, be careful not to touch it when it's still hot. Burnt myself. Probably everybody has. It's just really easy to forget when you do it a lot. Let's see here. Got linear, lens. Okay. So I didn't need to undo quite as much, but I'm gonna, since I already did, I'm gonna anneal it. Hold still. All right. Okay. We're good to go. So okay. So I'm not totally sure what I'm going to do with these yet. Just want to get it so that they're going to lock the stone in and they're symmetrical. Okay. I'll make sure that my stone is up high enough. Yeah, it's pretty good. All right. So it's looking pretty good. Okay. So, and at the end, when you have it all together, you can do a lot of tweaking to get everything perfect. So it doesn't have to be perfect every second of the way. There's a lot of stuff you can adjust at the end. So I do like how this one, they're kind of curved in and then they curve around to this little circle here, swirl. So this one's kind of doing that naturally. So I'm going to mimic that on this side. I'm just going to get them a little bit closer to how I want it to be as a finished piece before I do the weaving and lock them in place. Copper is very forgiving, especially when you could just re-anneal it like that. It's Sterling silver gets brittle really, really fast. So you can do all of that. You can anneal it and do what I just did. But one, its melting point is lower than copper, and it's really easy to end up melting it when you do that. Okay, is that twice around? Yes. Okay, so make sure it still fits. Yep. And the wire is like butter. It's softer than it was on the spool. So you definitely don't want to pull. It might look like I'm pulling, I'm not. You will stretch the wire and harden it even more. Okay, we're going to go around one more time, at least. Yeah. I think I'm working a little close to my body. That's why I started using the tray. It's because I kept dropping things. And my hands are up on the table. They fall asleep. So it's just easier on my neck to have my hands at a more comfortable level. And they don't really make tables at this height. Okay. So we just did 2 more times. Now I'll have some polishing to do to get rid of that carbon. Yeah, I think that works. I don't know if I want to go anymore. It's not necessary. It's just aesthetically. If I go a little bit more, you'll be able to see more of that it's the figure 8 weave. So I think I am going to do that. As long as it doesn't keep the stone from sitting in there. Yeah, I could probably do another one. I could. I'm going to do it a little bit loose though. Not loose. I'm going to keep the stone in there when I bend it around. That way it's going to fit around the stone. Okay. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, now you can see the weave starting to form. And of course it's got carbon all over it. But I want to just like polish it right now. But no. I wonder how many I could do. I mean, as long as I've got the stone in there, I could keep going. Yeah, just because I like it aesthetically. Very careful not to tighten it. Ooh, my back hurts. I might call it good, just because it's getting trickier and trickier. And we're starting to get around to the front side, and I don't think I want that to show on the front. I just want it on the side view. I think that's good. I'm going to call that good. I'm going to do the other side. And then if I decide I want to do it further, I can. It gives me a little bit of time to just noodle with it in my brain. And I cut it on the side of the stone so that that little end gets tucked away behind the stone and it won't catch on anything and come undone. Okay, so now let's do the same thing we did on that side, and I'm not going to pull it tight because one, I don't want to pull on that very, very soft, freshly annealed wire. But two, I want the stone to fit in there right. I don't want to pull it too tight for the stone to seat right in there. I like that. Okay. And I'm not quite to the point where I need to keep the stone in there. We'll do this. Gone around twice around this thing. Let's see. Yeah, so back to the oval. I have to get that little end out of the way. Okay, I'm very gentle here. I don't want to pull that wire closer to the oval or stretch my weaving wire. And making sure that I don't cross over itself as I'm weaving. making sure that the wire is sitting right next to the previous coil. Okay. Yeah, it's coming on. Is that one time around? Yep. Okay. I got distracted. I was just wondering who's watching me. I'm wondering. Curiosity killed the cat. Get all distracted in my brain and then make a mistake. Don't want to do that. Okay. Very careful not to pull it too tight. Okay. Such a pretty stone. Okay. This one is the hardest part, holding your stone in before you get it really cinched into the frame. This whole fumbly business. And I'm just trying to be really cautious and make sure that everything's laying properly. Okay, I'm getting to the end of my annealed wire. Back to the dead soft, which is not really dead soft. I wonder why they call it dead soft. Okay. Very fiddly. It looks like everything is tight, but not too tight. I end up having a wire that's sticking out, or I'm a perfectionist. I see it. Okay, make sure before I cinch it all the way tight. Yep. Fiddly fiddly. Okay. Getting close. Okay. 1, 2. Are there too many? Is there one? Yeah, I did. Yeah. That was close. Come on. There we go. Come on, get in there. apologize if I'm out of the frame. I just can't see without my lamp. I need new glasses. I'm like years overdue. And this prescription, I don't think it was right at all. Even when I first got them, I've never been able to see very well. So my eyes, they spasm. Particularly when I'm working on my tablet. I think I'm about there. This might be the last one. No, I haven't counted. Shove it all up there and make sure it's tight. It looks pretty symmetrical. I'm gonna say that we're there. Let me put this puppy in there and see. Got it from the front. Okay, yeah. Okay, I like it. I'm gonna finish these ends off here. Now for real, my watch is telling me to stand. Just making sure I haven't gone over myself. Okay, that one's good. And I decided to go around the oval instead of the wires that go along the front. Partially because of aesthetics, but also, because that will get a lot less. I don't know if it's going to get less friction. That's what I was thinking. But okay. This one seems a little odd. Okay. All right. So that looks, I didn't count. Looks pretty good. One more time on this side. Oof. My eyes get confused about what wire I'm looking at. All right, so I'm snipping it off on the side that is going to be pressed up against the stone. Actually, let me make sure. This one I am going to pull a little bit because it's the very end, and I want to make sure it's, flat here and it's not going to come out. one looks good. I can hear Boo Boo snoring. Poor guy. Okay. Now I don't want it to cover the stone up too much, so I'm gonna take these back just a little bit. Okay. I'll shove it up in there. And I will straighten the bail out later. That's bugging me though. Once I get it all done, I'll do a few things to the bail. I like to use my sandbag as a surface. Just trying to get everything sort of, flush against the stone. That's getting better. It's coming along. Okay. I want these to be perfectly symmetrical. Okay, and I think I want them to meet at the bottom, a little further down on the bottom, because I just really want it to keep the stone in there. And now the little swirls that I'm going to do, yeah, no, never mind. I just changed my mind. I was thinking I was going to have them go a little different than I actually am. We're going to have them be over here instead of up over the stone. Because I want as little wire as possible over the stone. Now, I want this to be more in the center. Use this one to make it easier for me to eyeball. Okay, make it easier for me to keep the stone straight. Okay. It's going to take a little bit of time just to get it perfect. it's so curved. I want to cover the least amount of the stone as possible and meet down as close to the bottom as possible, but then have just like a really natural curve. Yeah. And I can tweak a little bit more once it gets wired to the back side. Okay, that looks pretty good. Okay. And this is kind of the stressful part. Our music is going crazy. That's what I'm talking about. It's really weird. And when I yesterday, when I changed my screen brightness to brighter, that made it go faster too, the tempo of the music. Yeah. Very fiddly, very, very fiddly. Okay. Okay, that's getting more and more symmetrical. That looks really symmetrical. Oh, that's such a pretty stone. Is that pretty? Yeah. Okay. I kind of feel like maybe I should put a piece of tape on the front here so that everything stays in place as I work on the back. Maybe not. It's actually pretty good. Okay, I think I want this one to be a little longer as opposed to that one shorter. Oh no, it's just a little bit deceiving. Yeah. Okay. Music. It's kind of good. It, you know, despite its problems. It's good working music. I'm definitely in the zone. Okay, so this is getting pretty close. I'm very glad I used 16 gauge wire. It's perfect. It's the perfect thickness, perfect hardness. It's gonna hold it in place, but not be too bulky, to or to like fit around here, or to like figure out what to do with the little swirls. And the swirls, I think I might make them ahead of time and then hammer them. That might be a little tricky. Or do I bring it back around to the front? That's a thought. I don't want it to be too close to that. Yeah. Oops. Messed up. The music. I might have to do all that little tweaking after I get it wired to the oval. Fix my mistake here. Looks pretty symmetrical. Okay. It's got problems. I mean, the music does. The pendant's good. It's not fully symmetrical yet, but it's pretty close. And the wire is hard. Okay. I think I might use a piece of tape. I apologize for the music. I don't think there's anything I can do other than hit the refresh button and possibly end up with an even more problem with how tricky it was to get going tonight. I'm really nervous to mess anything up. Push my luck. Okay. All right. Great. My phone went dead. So I'm down to one camera. So I might get my charger, plug it in, so you can see. That way I don't have to stop the live feed. Yeah, my charger is right back there. But I'll have to turn the music off. Because otherwise it feeds back. Which I think it might be feeding back right now. Oh, wait, no. Yeah. Let's see, tablet. All right. We are close. So close. Could take a break. I don't know if this is gonna reach. Oh, what a mess. Okay, here we go. Hello. I had some activity. Yeah, so the battery's totally dead, so it's not gonna start for a few minutes. Sorry, I apologize. I apologize. Oh, it's starting. Yeah, I'm probably due for a phone, but that's gonna take a while. I gotta get a computer and a car and glasses. So I guess I know that I can't do 2-hour live feed. I runny nose. Okay, so let's see if I can get the camera back up. And we'll just turn the music off. Restream. It's thinking. And my screen is so dim that I can't see it. Okay. All right, I'm connecting. Enter studio. I'm ready to join. Oh, yeah, I gotta. Sorry, oh my god. I'm so sorry. Dang it. It's the music. I gotta turn the music off. Okay, so okay. Let's see. I hope this works. I can hear myself echo. It doesn't let me turn my volume completely off. Hello? I can still hear myself. Hey, at least it's not feeding back. The only problem is there we go. How do I, nope, shoot. So I'm gonna have to kill this video in order to get that video to take over. Because this is what I had to do last time. So I'm gonna reload this and hope that this whole thing doesn't die. Looks like my phone is still connected. Let's see, allow. Okay, there's my camera and my other camera. Hey, does it look okay? Can you hear me? I see that you're still there. I can hear myself echoing every time I say anything. Oh, I know how to fix that. I'll plug the headphones in. Okay, that's better. I wonder if I could, yeah, no, it'll be picking up the music. So hopefully that is good. I know you're feeling a little shy. I don't blame you. Because I feel a little shy. But let me know if it sounds really bad. If there's something I gotta fix, let me know. You can post a message. I've got the chat here just in case. Just in case. But maybe you're asleep. maybe I'm just that exciting. Yeah, you're still there. Okay. Well, thank you so much for watching and sticking with on the last leg. So I'm glad I was able to get the video back up. Yeah. Okay. So I think I'm going to do the swirls after I get it wired on here. That way it's solid. It's not going to move on me. And then, yeah, so I just want to get this bent as closely to the wire as I can. Yeah, take up a little bit of that space, a little inner space there. So hard to explain what I'm doing. It's not totally symmetrical. It's close. I'm just kind of shimmying it. That's better. Okay. I think I'm close enough to be able to, I'm going to wire this. So I'm going to use 22 or 24 gauge wire. I think, I think I'm going to do 22 gauge. Let me just take a look here. Pardon my head in your face. 22. Is there a big contrast between those two wire gauges? I think it's okay. Yeah, I'm going to do this that way. Let's see. I'm sorry. Let me take a look at the 24. Because I don't think I'm going to weave. I think I'm just going to go around it. Yeah, that's the 24. I think it's going to sit flatter if I do the 24. And I think it's going to be easier. Yeah, I'm going to do that. And then there won't be a huge contrast between the 26 gauge that we used for the bail and the 24 down here. So I'm not using it off the spool because, in fact, I think I'm going to cut 2 pieces instead of just using 1 piece. Because sometimes, I mean, it'll get hard. Like the end of it's going to get hard. So now the question is, do I want the wire to coil around this or around the back, the oval? It'll be really easy if I have it coil around this. Like it'll be super, super easy. And I think it does sit on the back pretty well. And I don't think it's going to look any better to have it coiled around here as opposed to have it on there. So I might do the easy, just simply because it's easy. Because look, I mean, this is super easy. You know, I can actually even do it like this, right? And then slide it down. Okay, so 24 gauge. I don't really need 5 times around with the 24. I can do 4. So just slide it down. Yeah. And then get it under there. I hope you can hear me. Okay. And now I'm going to go around both and basically couch the front wire with the back oval part of the frame. And I'm not sure how many times I'm going to go around. We'll just see what it looks like. I do want to make sure that they sit nicely against each other, the coils, that they lay nicely. Okay. I actually want my flat pliers. So now they're nice and neat. Well, hello, second person. Welcome. We are winging it with technical difficulties. My phone, which is my second camera, or first camera, I guess, the battery went dead. So we are now without music. And we just have my voice and the cat snoring in the background. But I'm almost done. Almost, meaning I've been at this for 2 hours now, so within probably less than half an hour. So I am couching the front to the back. Okay. So I think I like the 5 times around here. That looks pretty good. It's not necessary to go around it 5 times. I just did 5. Okay, I'm going to have to lift that a little bit. So I'm going to make sure that that the coils are pushed down as far as they can be to the other coils. And then we did 4 on the other side. So I'll do 4 on this side. I think that's 4. I've got a magnifying. Oh, look at that. It was 3 on the other side. Well, shoot. Okay, so now this is going to be a pain in the butt. But not too bad because I haven't squished everything. Ah, yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine. No drama. No mess. Okay. Let's wiggle, wiggle. Get that guy down there as close as I can get him to his buddies. And clip off the extra. Okay. And we'll clip off the extra of this one. We've got one side done, just like that. So yeah, a lot easier to go around the loose wire than to try to go around this base here. Sorry, gosh, I hope I'm in camera. I guess I'll find out if I can tolerate watching the whole video. I think I need to snip off a little bit more. I need my lamp. Apologize. Yeah. Apologize for having to go off screen. It's just so fine. The wire's just so fine. I have to use the magnifier. Okay. And then of course, got to pinch down the wire ends. And I cut it off underneath, or I have the wire go underneath so that loose end is pinched against the stone. Okay, so there that is. And I still haven't figured out what I'm going to do with the swirls. I think I'm just going to sit them right in this little space right here. But I think I'm going to wait until I get the other one done. And Just check and make sure it still looks symmetrical. And it does. Okay, so here's my second piece. This is, if you didn't catch, it's 24 gauge wire. And let's see, I'm going to reverse the direction that I went. So I just had it, yeah. So I want to end on this side. So okay. Slide it down. Okay. And now I might have to remove a little part of the tape. So that I can work. Looks pretty good. Okay, so I'm going to couch them together. You know what, before I do that, let me make sure it's right. Okay, pinch it this way a little bit. And then I'm just going to squish that down. I don't know if you could see. Didn't quite get it right. I really want it to be flush against the stone. And so I'm just kind of, it's very fiddly. Just trying to get the pliers in the right spot and the right, distance apart to press and get that wire bent just a little bit more, to contour against the stone just a little bit more. So I like that. I don't know if you can see. I keep finding myself not on camera. I was just trying to get this to be very flush. See how flush it is now before I couch them together. So now I can slide my wire down into position. Then make sure it looks pretty symmetrical, similar to the other side. That one only has 4 coils visible. 4, yeah. Okay, so we're good. No, I'll tighten that later. Sorry, my brain is working separately from my mouth. Okay. That looks pretty good. Yep. Feed that puppy through. And I'm going to do 5 coils like the other side. Gosh, I hope you can see my tripod is also not staying put. Ay, ay, ay. I still have technical stuff to work out. This is my 4th tripod. And it's actually a few of them all screwed together. A few different things that I purchased. Combined. Ooh, that one's not right. Not right. I need a little space. There we go. Okay, let me just make sure these are straight carefully so we don't damage. Okay, that looks pretty good. Is that one down all the way? Feels good. Let me look at the magnifier. Oh yeah, that's good. All right, so we can take that out. Hey, I'm sort of on camera. That's great. Okay. Oh, good. It's fallen in place. And we're doing 4 times. And this is why I have no fingernails. Oops. Well, I mean, it wouldn't matter. I still wouldn't have fingernails. But they're tools. Very fragile tools. Okay. All right, that looks good. So, yeah. All right, I'm just gonna give it a little gentle tug. Cut off the extra. I think I still have a little bit too much extra there. These are flush cutters so that the wire doesn't have a burr. It's got one end that cuts it flush, and the other side, one side cuts it flush, the other side cuts it pointy. And then just gonna make sure that the end of the wire is rounded around the base wire. It's actually cut pretty close, so I don't think this is really necessary. Okay, now I'm going to make swirls. So that side is a little tighter than this side. So did my wire come out? Nope. I can see the end. Okay, that is starting to look pretty snug and symmetrical. Yeah, all right. So how much do I want? Let's see. Maybe to there. I think that's going to be pretty good. Cut just a hair extra. Try to repeat that. It's right about there. I'm doing just a little extra to try to help me, because I'll trim off a little bit more. Using my smaller end of the round nose pliers, and because this is very thick wire and I didn't anneal it, it's not easy to bend. But actually it's fitting in there okay. Oops. Okay. Actually, I'm probably not going to trim off the end. So now what I'm doing is I am curving. I'm making a point. I'm using my pliers to burnish the end of the wire to round it and make it taper. Okay. That's pretty good. You can hear I'm going over the end. And, you know, forming the wire with the pliers. And, you know, smoothing it too, so it doesn't have divots from the pliers. Okay. Okay. Now I want a little piece of sandpaper. Oh, that's the wrong grit. Come here, you. I'm having to pull out every single piece. Yeah, that's good. That's 220. So I just don't want to burr on there or for it to be sharp. And I want it to be round. So we're just going to have nice little understated tucked in swirls. Okay, this side had a little a little bit too sharp of a point. So just rounding it out. That way it doesn't get caught on things. Or look sharp, feel sharp. I'm a perfectionist. I like perfect little swirls. Still kind of catching. And I'm being very careful not to hit the stone with the sandpaper, not to scratch the stone. Labradorite. I've forgotten, is that a 6 on the Mohs scale? Or is it a 5? In any case, sandpaper is hard enough to scratch quartz, which is a 7. So yeah, I could be doing this with one of my files. Yeah, this one's pretty good-ish. Okay, let's go back over here. Pliers. It's just got a little bit of a burr. And then it's kind of blunt. So I'm sculpting. It's close. Hey, Boo. Boo says it's time. Yeah? Yeah. He's still on the bed. Just making sure he hadn't gone to the door. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. close. Hold on. And then I'll show you what I do. Yeah? Too sharp. Pretty close. That feels pretty good. Okay. Now, I'm going to squish that down. Make it smaller. Okay, see that? Actually, I'm going to leave it. I think that's good. And then, before I squish it down into the stone, let me just make it perfect. Okay. And then that's going to make the stone very, very stable. And then, you can also push it down into there. And then take is that the right one? A sanding sponge and finish it. So I'll spend a bit of time with, the sander before I am totally done with it. Yeah. No, can't get it any further that way. I'll just spend some time with the sander, but I don't have to do that all on camera. But just to show you quickly direction we're going in here. Tucked in there, so it's not going to catch on things. And then, really push it down into the stone. So I always spend a little bit of time at the end just pushing everything down into the stone. And then, of course, sanding, removing any plier marks. just like fine tuning and then hardening, you know, just the act of pushing the wire down into the stone like you just saw me do, like that will harden the wire. Okay. That's good. And I have a piece of suede that I will put on here, and then I will push it against my bench block, which actually that did okay. So I'm going to sand it anyway. So yeah, so a little bit of fine tuning left, but let's take the tape off and take a look at this, see where we're at. Okay. So I can see I need a little bit more pushing on the swirls and a little, you know, finishing on the swirls. But other than that, it's relatively good. I can see a little bit of tweaking that I need to do on the bail, just a little bit. Nothing like real severe. This, I will adjust that. But other than that, I think it's pretty much done. Yeah, just a little bit of pressing. Straight. The bail needs to be straightened a little bit. Yeah, I'm gonna do it off camera though, because I gotta like dig through and find the right tool. Actually, this might. Yeah. Yeah, that's helping. And then sometimes I will rub this wire as well, but it actually looks really good as is, so I don't think I need to do it. Yeah. Yep, it's pretty good. Just this spot right here, that's the only thing I need to tweak. And then I will spend some time with the sanding sponge, but it's almost 11 o'clock and we've been live for 2 hours and 40 minutes. Hey! Hi! I see your message. Twitch. Yeah. Asking for a. It's nice to see you, even though I only see just the little green person. But yeah, thanks for watching. So yeah, this is Labradorite. This is my customer's stone, and she gave me creative license to wrap it however I saw fit. So I did, and these were her gifts that she sent me too. She sent me a piece of fluorite. Really, really pretty. Actually, if you get the light behind it, it really glows. But yeah, you can kind of see. And then calcite here. Nice piece of calcite. Very, very pretty. Nice. They feel really nice. Yeah. So there it is. And hopefully she will love it. I still have to patina it and polish it. So I'll show you. This was my prototype, or actually this was the prototype, and then I changed what I did. But that's what it looks like when it's patinaed and then polished. So the patina, oxidizes it, turns it black, and then you polish it so that it shows sort of the highlights and lowlights. So it just accentuates the weave. Yeah. So I think it'll look really nice once it's all polished up and everything. But all right, thank you so much for watching. Appreciate it, and I hope you guys have a good night. And thanks for watching again. All right, bye.